Welcome to Moonshot Radio with your host, Dr. Nivea Torres.
Greetings and welcome to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, also known as KRC. Our vision is that all children in Indian River County will be ready for kindergarten. We proudly partner with the Moonshot Movement, who is transforming the next generation in Indian River County by having 90% of all students reading on grade level by the third grade. With me today in the studio is Michelle Holliday. Michelle is from Living Hope Fellowship Church in Gifford. Michelle, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have you here today to learn more about Gifford and the Literacy Festival there. But let's start first hearing about your background and your connection to the community, Michelle.
Sure. I actually live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. However, my parents opened a ministry here, Living Hope Fellowship Church, about a year ago. Actually, we're celebrating our anniversary this year, this Saturday or Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so when we first started, we really believed in helping outside of the church walls. And so we really were looking for what is a way that we could serve in our community. And so for me, as a former educator, I've been a teacher and a behavior specialist for over 15 years. And so my mom also has been working with the school system, and we just have a heart for kids. And when we came here, we contacted the school board and we said, what is like the biggest issue you have here in Vero? And they talked to us about this reading gap that we have. And so we're like, okay, then let's do something. And we ended up partnering with Moonshot Moment to work on this literacy festival.
Michelle, I love hearing the heart for kids. As a former educator, I can relate to that. What grades did you teach?
I taught middle school and high school, and for about 2 years, elementary. So I've taught all 3 grade levels.
You are brave. You know, I taught high school for many years, and I was an elementary school principal, but I always said those middle school teachers, love them.
Yes.
If you're a middle school teacher, you are very, very brave, because we know children are going through a lot of significant changes at that period in their lives.
I love middle school. It's my favorite grade level. I don't know. I think you have to have maybe a certain heart for it. And if you do, you'll succeed. You'll do well.
Definitely. Definitely. So, Michelle, why is it important for Living Hope Fellowship to partner with the Moonshot Moment?
Right. I really believe that the reading gap we have here in Indian River County, frankly, across America, is not just a school issue. It's a community issue. And so as being a part of a community, in our church, in our area of Gifford, we have to help our schools, help our communities, help our programs to help facilitate that gap. And so what I appreciate about Moonshot is that they put out this charge. We're going to try to meet 90%. And so we're like, okay, you know what? That's something we can partner with. That's something we can take action on. And we really appreciate that they're willing to engage community leaders and reach out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. What can you do? You're doing this. How can we help you? And so that's why we partner with Moonshot Moment.
Well, I have to commend you for saying that this is a community issue. I think that we both recognize as former educators that sometimes people believe that it's an issue that the schools should address.
Right.
It's really not an isolated issue.
No.
It really is an issue that involves all of us, right?
Absolutely. It involves our families. It involves businesses, because we all have a stake at this. Reading is not just an isolated skill. It's a skill that grows and grows and affects you in your workplace, in your family, as a citizen. And so that's why I believe it's a community issue. And so we can't just sit and say, oh, we'll let the schools take care of it. What we can say and what we have an opportunity to say is, you know what? What can we do? How can we partner? We have influence in our communities. What can we do for our families, our homes, our children, those businesses even? How can we support businesses that support reading? So it really is a community issue.
Oh, that's excellent. And like you say, you have credibility in the community, you have connections. What can you do to really support this issue so that families see that you're also involved?
Right. Well, I can speak for what we have done and then maybe inspire other schools, other businesses, other churches to get involved. Well, first, we connected with the Literacy Festival. And so at the Literacy Festival, we came up with ideas on how do we engage our parents? How do we engage families? Even grandparents can engage in this. And so we were thinking of different ideas. As a former educator, I had some ideas, so we were able to do that. And then we decided to branch out a little further. And we actually put on last summer a 8-week reading program at our church where families could bring their kids, really preschool and elementary, and we engaged in reading activities that were hands-on, not just books, in addition to books, hands-on speaking, those kind of activities to help build reading skills during the summer. And actually, we're thinking about extending it a little more in our Sunday school program, inviting families to bring their children. So as they're learning faith-based principles, they're also building their literacy, their reading skills, their wordplay, all of those things. And just one other thing, we're also talking about adults, because we realize a lot of times some of the parents, some of the family members, they don't feel like they can help their kids because they don't feel confident with their skills. So how can we help that as well? So whether that means tutoring, training, providing something, we're open to it. So if you're a school, if you're a business, if you're an individual, start to think about what skill do I have? Sometimes it's just reading with a child or reading with, helping an adult. We'll train you on how to do that. And so there's different ways that you can participate and be a part of closing that reading gap.
Literacy is definitely a generational issue.
Right.
And I like how you say that, you want to get parents and everybody involved because you clearly want to address this. And I hope that our listeners and our viewers view your organization as a model. How can I get involved?
Right.
And really address literacy as a community issue. So let's talk about the Literacy Festival.
Yes.
And what happens at the Literacy Festival?
Okay, so the reason we came up with the Literacy Festival, Moonshot Moment and I, really Maria Bryan from the Moonshot Moment, we were talking about what is the biggest need? And so some of the things that we were hearing from the school system was that our parents love their children, but they don't know how to help their children be ready for kindergarten, be ready for reading. And so we started to really research and say, what can happen in homes? And so the Literacy Festival really birthed from there, where we created activities that can be done at home for children to build their skills. Very simple activities, things that you can buy from the Dollar Tree, the Walmart, the Target, things that you can get even from online that will help build reading, writing, and language skills with your children. Also in the Literacy Festival, we have authors. And so we want to give parents an opportunity to purchase books from different authors. We've had in the past books on bullying, books on, there's a book called My Grandpa's Shoes, and it was the relationship between a grandparent and the grandson. And so we're always looking for different things. We had something about space, girls in space. And so we also have that. And then there's another part where we engage middle school and high school as well, because we realize a family is not just elementary and smaller preschool kids, but it's actually elementary, middle, high. And so we've come up with different activities for different grade levels that you can engage in with your children. And I do want to add, we have this wonderful activity called book tasting. And we develop it just for families. So if you come with your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, you can sit down as if you're in a restaurant and taste books. And it's a very unique experience. It's really engaging. It's fun. It's interesting to see what your family members think about different books. And so we've really tried to incorporate hands-on activities, as well as there's reading there too, for kids to learn and build a love for reading.
I like that, book tasting, so you can savor a wide range variety of books and really see where your tastes lie.
Right. You get a menu. We bring a menu of books. So there's some are fiction, nonfiction. Some are a little easier to read. Some have maybe a little more challenge. And so we try to bring you an array that will apply or interest the whole family.
Is there a specific range or children that you're targeting for the festival? I know you talked about middle school activities as well.
Right.
So for parents who are listening, are you looking for a specific age group?
We're not looking for a specific age group. The way we've been advertising is really for pre-K, to grandparent. So if you fall between the pre-K to grandparent range, there is something for you at the festival. Even if you find that your child reads on grade level, there is something for you at the festival. It's really about learning some activities you can do at home, but also celebrating reading. I remember there was a little boy, he loves reading, and he was just going to each table and he was just engaging. He was so excited, and we call him the superstar because he just knew everything, but that didn't change his love and enjoyment for the different activities. Mm-hmm. So the range, I would say age-wise is, we have babies, but you can read to your baby, of course, but really pre-K through grandparent. If you're a grandparent, you can come. You can actually learn something different. We've rarely had it. We've had so much feedback about people say, "Oh, you know what? Can I steal this? Can I take this?" And we enjoy that. Please, it's not just to stay at the festival. Really, it's for you to take it away to your home, to your environment, and use it to help with your family.
That is great. So before we take a break, we just want to make sure that we share with folks the date of the Literacy Festival.
Right.
And we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Right. The date is?
Saturday, March the 2nd, 2019.
Excellent. So we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back. At the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, our vision is for every parent, regardless of income or zip code, to have the knowledge and tools they need to raise healthy children that are prepared for kindergarten. Our mission is to support our partners in developing a high-quality early childhood system that is family-centered. Our outreach and parent engagement specialists connect with families and build trusted relationships. KRC has chosen Fellsmere and Gifford as our two focus areas in Indian River County. Our Fellsmere office is located downtown in the City Annex, and our New Gifford office is located within Victory Park Apartments. Our administrative offices are now located adjacent to Healthy Start and Treasure Coast Community Health in Vero Beach. The Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, developing a high-quality early childhood system for all children in Indian River County.
Maison Martinique has a mini menu with smaller portions and discounted prices. They have a lobster special creation every Wednesday. Don't forget to ask about business luncheons and wedding receptions. Open at 5 p.m. Maison Martinique, award-winning dining. Come to Havana Nice, a piano bar with spirits and a fun menu. Havana Nice is a home of 2-for-1 happy hour Sunday through Friday, 5 to 7. Football Sundays and a free taco bar and drink specials. Opening 4:30 daily and 1 p.m. on Sundays. Caribbean Boutique Hotel, South Ocean Drive. Member of the iTix Trading Community or iTix Dollars, so welcome.
Hi, I'm Derek Ogden from Word of Mouth Computers and Electronics. Since 2009, my team and I have been providing South Florida and the Treasure Coast with the highest level of service in the technology field. Computers, networks, surveillance systems, web services, Wi-Fi systems, anything you need technology related, we're your guys. Small business technology and consulting is my passion. Whether your business has 1 computer or 100 computers, I will come to your office and give you a custom technology evaluation report, and you won't owe me a dime for it. That's right, a free, in-office technology consult, but only for a limited time. For your home or business, all you need is one number for all your technology needs. Call me right now before time runs out at 888-966-7228. Remember, there's no obligation. That number again is 888-966-7228. And ask for me, Derek.
A member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
Are you talking about having your own radio or TV program? Then you should talk to Planet Vero. Here's why we're the best. Your show will be heard on 3 local iHeartMedia stations, plus worldwide on the iHeartMedia network. And you can choose our live stream option, which gives you 6 cameras and professional television studio quality production that's delivered to many social media platforms. Call us for a free, no obligation on-air interview, and we'll show you the power of Planet Vero, radio, and TV. That's 772-778-2832. Follow the powerful Rush Limbaugh Show on Planet Vero Radio. Take advantage of the amazing opportunities on social media like Facebook and YouTube with a live stream broadcast. Call 772-778-2832. It's the future of marketing. It's Planet Vero, and it's brought to you by Idea Garden Advertising. Visit planetvero.com.
We're back to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of KRC. And with me today in the studio is Michelle Holliday. Michelle, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And Michelle is promoting the Family Literacy Festival in Gifford, March 2nd.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, Michelle, let's keep talking about the Literacy Festival. Let's talk now about something exciting that I actually had the opportunity to view last year. It was the Poetry Slam. What is this all about?
Right. So the Poetry Slam came about because I don't know if everyone understands that literacy is just not about reading. It's about reading, writing, speaking, expressing yourself. And so we were saying, what can we do that will enable children to express themselves through the spoken word? And so as we were researching, we were like, oh, there's this thing called a Poetry Slam. Let's do this. And so the Poetry Slam is the last hour of the event, and it's for K to high school, so seniors in high school, and where they're able to do a spoken word, a poem, whether it's something they wrote or a poem they just happen to like, and they can get on the mic and express themselves through the spoken word. And it's quite interesting. When we first started our first year, 2 years ago, we had a lot of middle school, high school students who came in. Last year, we were able to get elementary students to get on the mic and actually say a poem that they've created. We actually have a table at the festival that helps you to write your own poem. We give a framework and then they can write it. And then with the children, what I've seen is such a confidence that they're able to get up there in front of everybody, take the mic and just speak into it. And that's a part of literacy, believe it or not. And so it's such an exciting event. We have prizes, first, second, and third. Last year, we were able to give out a tablet and different gift baskets. And so it's just something fun for the kids to do. The parents absolutely enjoy it. The adults absolutely enjoy it as well. But it is something for our kindergarten through high school students.
It's something for everyone. The spoken word is literacy.
Yes.
I want to share with you, Michelle, I just finished reading a book called The Poet X. It's by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'll also give you the title off camera. But I would highly recommend that because it's a celebration of poetry, and it's about a youngster who really is able to express herself through poetry. And I saw that last year in the students that were there at the festival. They were so passionate and had so many feelings to share through their poems. It's really powerful.
Right. And I feel like a lot of times children and even parents, when they hear that word poem, they have a certain image in their mind of what that looks like or who should be saying a poem. But if you really think about rap, I mean, really, that's really a poem to music.
Yes.
That's really what it is. And so it's so simple to do. If you're a person and you have feelings, you can write a poem.
You can, right? And there shouldn't be any structure, any limits to it.
Right.
You should just be writing what you feel.
Correct.
Sometimes people feel it needs to be perfect and I need to edit it. But, we need to let children be able to express themselves. So thank you for including that in the festival. It really is a beautiful thing.
Right. And we really encourage anyone who wants to, they can register. There's a contact part on the website that they can register. It's free. There's no charge. And then they come and they just have fun and they might win a prize. You never know.
Oh, that's excellent. We're looking forward to it. So, Michelle, literacy reading sometimes is intimidating for parents, particularly if they feel that they didn't have a positive experience going through school. How do you really help them with these fears, and what tips do you give them to support reading at home with their little ones?
Right. So we start really with the Literacy Festival. When you come to the festival, take notice of the different activities. Like I stated before, a lot of them were created from the Dollar Tree. And so really it's about take a note look at it, see what you can replicate at home. We use beans and we use index cards and we use like plastic Easter eggs to do that. But also, if you don't want to do that or if you don't have the time, something as simple as reading to your child has a great impact on literacy. It gives them an opportunity to hear the words. It gives them an opportunity to hear how they're spoken, how they flow together in a sentence. Because a lot of times our children they emulate us and they listen to what we do and they copy that. So definitely read to your child. Another simple way is to have your child read to you. Have them, and I have a little nephew, he's almost 2, he'll be 2 in a couple of months. And so he can't read, but what he does is he'll point to pictures and go, and we have a conversation about the book. He'll go, I said, that's a rabbit. The rabbit goes hop, hop. So something as simple as that, as young as he is, that's literacy, that's reading with your child. So I would say have books in your home and don't allow a lack of money to be the reason you don't have books, because you have the library. You can go to the library. I don't know the limit of books. I know I used to take, when I was a kid, I would take easily 20 to 30 books home and I would just go through the books. And so we never had to worry about the, money, but we had books. So definitely read to your child, have your child read to you, but also have conversations. Let's say you're not comfortable with your reading ability. Actually look at the pictures. Ask your child, what is it you see? What do you think is going on there? We were at Dodgertown Elementary a couple of weeks ago, and one of the students was telling me about having like a walkthrough. And I'm like, what's that? And this is 3rd grade. And he's like, we're just going to look at the pictures and walk through the book. And so that's something that it's easy to do and simple. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's really about that dialogue with your child when it comes to building reading skills.
The dialogue triggers those higher order thinking skills, that critical thinking that we want in little ones, asking questions like you said, what color is this? What is the setting? What do you think will happen just by looking at pictures? And that's just so powerful. And I like what you said. Don't use the fact that you don't necessarily have resources or means to not support literacy, because you can go to the library and there are many resources that you can access. We give also a lot of free books at KRC. So we want to make sure that our families have as many books as they can, and they can create their own home library as well, because that's important. Right.
And the library is not just for your children, by the way.
Yes.
The library can be for you as an adult, as a parent, grandparent as well. I have a library at my home. I go to the library myself quite a bit sometimes. And so it's really about also you going through the book, you reading, you actually finding that love for reading in your own self. Because when you have a love for reading, when you enjoy reading, your child sees that as well.
So that's a very important point, because I recently read an article, Michelle, that talked about our children are really viewing us as models.
Yes.
So if they see you reading a book, you're a model to that. If they see you glued to screen, to the cell phone all the time, they're going to want to do that. And we want them to model the first.
Right.
To model reading. Right?
Right. And, there's nothing wrong with looking at a video or anything like that. But really, it's about making room for reading. Making room for that time to digest the word. I call it digest the words. Eat the words, but look at the words, read them, and let your mind develop skills and different images when it comes to reading.
So let's celebrate reading at the Family Literacy Festival, March 2nd. And for more information, folks can visit
the website, www.moonshot.org. And if you go on that website, you'll see the flyer, all the places we'll go, and there'll be more information there.
Michelle, I could keep talking to you all day about reading and literacy. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And until next time, this has been Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn.